You ready? Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl Angela, at the Be True to You Talk Show. We are back. A little confusion, but nevertheless, we got it together. And today is the first Monday of the month. So we're here with my daughter, Morgan Christina. Say hello.
Hey y'all.
Mommy Mondays, y'all. Y'all don't know. We just got that situated. I just learned that it the purpose of the name of the show. I really thought it was Mommy's Monday, meaning it was your Monday to show up on the show, not knowing that you meant for it to be Mommy's because your nickname is Mommy and I'm a mommy.
And it's not even just us.
And it's not just us, it's other people as well. Hey, do me a favor, go ahead, like, share, and comment. Go ahead, like, share, and comment. I'm gonna go to my page to make sure I remove the show because we started with doing life with Angela, but nevertheless, Woody is taking care of that. So yeah, go ahead, like, share, and comment. Y'all know everything is live, and when it's live, not everything goes so smoothly, but we're here. So go ahead and invite your friends. Let me invite some people to come over. Hold on. Better late than never. We are here today doing what it do. Thank you, Mama, for joining. You always on time, Mom. I greatly appreciate you for always showing up. And why wouldn't you show up today? It is a Mommy Mondays, right?
Mommy Monday.
Mommy Monday. How about that? Okay, so you guys have liked, share, and I know more people are gonna come in. So listen, this is what the confusion is. You know, I was doing 7 days of love, right? 7 days of love at 7 on doing life with Angela Page. But because we do the B2D talk show every Monday at 7, I decided, didn't tell Woody, but I thought he would know that we was gonna make sure we stay consistent with the Be True to You talk show page as well. So I'm figuring we'll kill two birds with one stone. That's right, killing two birds at one stone. We talked about self love, the love of God. We talked about love as far as friendship. We talked about love as far as the love of a father, a love with the father. We talked about the love as a mother yesterday, and today we're going to talk from the love of a daughter to a mother. And I really want Morgan to take this show and make it be what she wanted to be today. And tomorrow we're going to talk on the romance of love with Chris and Whitney Austin. And so, again, welcome to the Be True to Talk Show. Make sure you guys continue to comment and share. Now, if you have anything you want to talk about, you want to express anything, drop it in the comment, and we'll try to pay attention so we can cover that as well. What do you got to say, Christina? Yeah, I caught her off guard. She was like, "You didn't say that." But anyway, here's the thing: we want to talk about the love of a mother. I think we've already kind of like broke down our relationship as far as some of the things that we experience, um, getting to know each other, getting to learn on one another in your adult age. And me, you transitioning to you saying, I'm now your child and you're no longer mine. People don't probably understand the dynamic of a relationship like that or ever experience a relationship with their mother where they can feel like they can be themselves, even though that was a struggle for me to allow you to be yourself and you still love your mother. So this is why it said the love of a mother, the daughter's love, because you could have easily despised me. You could have easily not wanted anything to do with me. Not, I didn't know that at the time, but as I see your outlook on how I raised you, I think that there probably was a time when I said I didn't like you, you didn't like me either.
No, growing up, I don't think I probably, truthfully speaking, I probably didn't start liking you until
Start or stop?
start.
Uh-huh.
Like I've always loved you, but I probably didn't start liking you until. Well, no, that's not true. I liked you for a very long time.
When you was
Like,
younger.
right? You
Mhm.
were one of my closest friends for majority of my life. I used to always tell people my mama was my best friend. But when I got like 16,
16,
which
16,
is probably
17.
like that staple age for everyone. But that's when things started turning in a different direction for the both of us. I guess I was starting to come into myself, not as a woman, but as a young lady, and I was experiencing different hormones, and you were projecting a lot. And it made it hard because I never even got to do anything before you were mad at me about doing stuff that I was not doing. It was a little tough growing up, but not because like you were just a horrible mother, but your
I
what
loved
you
you too
thought
much.
was what you oh, I was gonna say what your idea of love or what you thought was love or the way you thought you should show love was not overbearing, but it was not it. It was mean. It made you mean, like not your love. It didn't come off as like I'm doing this, even though you said it like I'm doing this because I love you. It felt like the opposite. Like I'm doing this because I hate you. Even though I know you didn't hate me, but it was probably when I turned 20. No, to be honest, I probably just started liking you for real. Maybe like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I probably just started liking you yesterday.
That's not true, Mom.
Okay, just joking. I didn't never not like you for years. I had moments of not liking you. I had situations
No,
of not
okay,
liking
well
you. So
that's more valid. I just
yeah,
mean that I like more recently I haven't had moments where I don't like you.
yeah.
Like the moments of not liking you have passed. Now where in the moments where like I would have not liked you then, I understand. And I more so try to put myself in your shoes, which was something that I failed to do before, which would make it hard to like you because I didn't really understand where you were coming from, and probably because I was so young and naive. But now, in my age, I can appreciate. I don't want to say the way you treat me, but I can appreciate what you were trying to do.
Yeah. Okay. So keep in mind, because people might say, "Oh my God, was she abusive?" No, I wasn't abusive. I don't think I beat her since sixth grade.
And that
Right.
was my last
That was
one.
her last beating. But I think what she's trying. I don't want to say what I think you're trying to say. From my point, I feel like maybe you saw me as very controlling, right?
Right.
And didn't want you to. And my control wasn't because I didn't want you. It was because I was trying to keep you safe. I felt like, and I sometimes still feel like you don't pay attention to your environment. You don't pay attention to your surroundings. So I'm so afraid, and because those things you're afraid of that happen, I'm probably so afraid of someone snatching you, even in your late 20s. I so want you to stay safe. So I want you to always do things that keep you in a sound mind. And I think that was most of our struggles, if I'm not um mistaken. My two struggles with you, besides the piercing, I'm over the piercing, I'm even over the tattoo. My most struggle with you was your extracurricular activity.
Because we're
And
still not over that one.
because we're still not over that one. I'm still not over that one, but I'm trying to embrace you, not to the point where I'm okay with it, but at the same time I'm not going to allow it not to have a relationship with you. Does that make sense? I
Yes, it
still have
does.
my boundaries, with it. With
Don't
it.
I know?
Okay. And so you might not know what we're talking about. Some of you guys may know what we're talking about, because not only do your kids probably do it, but you probably do it too. Um,
They know.
they know.
These people know I smoke.
Yeah.
Not cigarettes either. Actually speaking, that's how she found out about my extracurricular activities. You remember
Uh-uh. You borrowed one of my purse.
that? No, that is not what happened.
What happened?
You, I,
Oh yeah. Tell them what happened, Morgan. But that's because you borrowed my purse and I found a Black and Mild in it. So go ahead.
I don't know. That's not what happened. I don't know.
That
It
was
wasn't a
later.
black and mild.
Okay, wait.
But you drove my car one day, and then You came, well, no, you came home and I was still at work, and you text me and you were like, "Hey, mommy." This is back when you was sending me paragraphs. And you was like, "Oh, I know you don't like when I text you like this, but
I'm not trying to make your day bad.
he was like, "Oh, do you drink and drive?" And I was like, "No, I would never drink and drive. You know, that's my life, somebody else's life I'm playing with. That's just something I wouldn't do." And then you were like, "Okay, well, I just see a lot of dings on the car." And I wanted to ask you something else. I know you smoke Black and Mild, but do you smoke weed too? And I was like, "I don't smoke no Black and Mild." And he was like, "So you smoke weed?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. I ate that. I would much rather you know I smoke weed than for you to think I smoke Black and Mild.
What's the difference, Morgan?
Black and Mild are dirty, low class. Them is $1.
Mommy.
That's like
Okay,
I was gonna say that's like when Whitney Houston was
okay,
like, "Crack
Winston
is whack." I
Houston.
would never smoke crack. I make too much money to even smoke crack. Crack is cheap. I wouldn't smoke Black and Mouse for real. I love myself. I know you might question that, but I really do love myself enough to the point where I would not smoke Black and Mouse. Mm-mm. That was never my forte. Now, what you probably did see was a black clove. That's something different. That's like a mini cigar.
I
See?
think, that's probably one
Upper
of
echelon.
whatever, Morgan. I don't think, and you know what? That's another thing. The way you, because what you guys, we know we all process things different, and it just, as my sister Sheila said, it behooves me the way she think about the same thing, but yet she think it's different.
It's not the same
It's
thing.
the same thing, mommy.
It is not
Smoking is smoking,
it's
except for if you're smoking crack
it's not the same thing.
or flocka. But smoking weed, smoking Black and Mild, it all stinks. It all has a stigma. It all, make your lips look black. It all crack up your lips. It all make your lips look dry. It is the same,
It is not the
except,
same.
yeah, one is bad for your lungs. Weed, it's bad for your brains, baby. It's killing your blood cells. I mean, your brain cells.
That's
It
not
is
true.
slowing your
You know
brain
what you
cells
know what
down.
you know what
It
your
is
problem
stopping you
is?
from
And
processing.
also
It
so
makes
many
you
other
move slow.
people who
It
are
makes you
anti-weed.
sluggish.
Y'all are so busy looking at these fake articles that people are pushing. There are plenty of people who are prosperous that smoke weed every day.
Yeah, and it
Black
stinks.
and
It stinks. It stinks your
and
clothes.
it's
It
only a
stays in your
problem when
hair.
black people smoke weed.
No,
It's
no, no,
plenty of
no.
white people that smoke weed all day,
I
every day, and they are so successful. But it's never a stigma for them. It's only a stigma for black
But you
people.
know what, Morgan? I don't really care about the white people. I don't. I don't care. I don't even care about the people that's outside smoking weed. I don't care. I don't care about other people's children smoking weed. I don't care. I
You
got
shouldn't care
nephews,
about me
but
smoking weed.
I that smoke weeds. I had my son used to smoke weed, and I hate it. I just don't want my children. My children, and I take that back. I don't want my children. I want my nephews. I want my nieces. I don't want
Well,
anybody.
I don't want my mama to drink Pepsi,
I
but
know, right?
we still here.
But true. I'm just saying that's my preference. Keep your little face expression to yourself over there behind the camera. Okay. And so you have
It's
to,
not that bad.
I'm learning, all jokes aside, although we're having this real discussion as far as my emotion, because it used to break me. It used to really ache my soul for her knowing. Now, Maya, I've never seen her smoke weed. I think if I did, I would just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. I would. Like I've seen like
What would be the reason?
I don't know, because I just can't watch you just sit there kill yourself. But I remember times
Kill
you
myself.
killing herself. She killing herself to me. I personally think that weed is a gateway drug that causes you to think that it's okay to try something else. I think when you get to the point where you feel like, oh, it's just weed, I can, it's nothing, then something else may present itself to you and you may say the same thing. Oh, it's just a pill.
I can tell you one thing I will never say. It's
Never.
just crack, it's just heroin, and it's just meth. So those are things that you will never have to worry about. Ever.
And it's so much out there. There's coke, there's what you call them, no, anyway, never, like, it's so many drugs out there that you don't understand that people feel like it's okay to smoke weed, and that's how they started. And that's my thing. I don't want you to start. And so I just
So
want to
you
keep you
just
safe.
have no faith in me, is what you're
No,
telling
no,
me.
no. It's just that, I know things happen. I've known people to smoke weed with people and not knowing they laced it with crack, they laced it with coke. But that's not what our story is about. It's just saying how it kept us from being close to one another. And you may have an issue with your child. It may not be marijuana. It may be something else. It may be like my sister and I talked yesterday about your kids being in the same sex relationship. It's so many things that we have to get over, as long as they're not detrimental to them or destroying someone else's life. That somehow we have to learn to have a relationship with them in spite of.
I think you've done pretty well. At least, like me personally, knowing you and seeing how far you've come, I'm proud of you. I mean, you still have some growth there that can happen, but I think you've come a long way. And I think that you were able to come this far because of, say it with me,
What?
me,
You?
right? Um, like, yes, you have your sons, right? Not to take anything away from them because they were actually here before me, right? They made you a mom before I ever even could.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are not as significant as me.
Now, Morgan, go ahead. Go ahead.
Humbly speaking, I don't mean that like they're not important in your life or that like they don't have, okay, maybe I shouldn't say they're not as significant as me. I just mean that the role I played in your life is obviously different.
Mm-hmm.
I am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So receiving love from a woman that is an extension of you versus, two men that are extensions of you, it made you evaluate yourself um in a way that they would not have.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have to look up to you in a certain way. Not in the same way that I would, which I think you knew. Um and that's what prompted you to make certain changes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I don't think, not that you would ever be okay with like not talking to them,
Mm-hmm.
but I personally feel it would have been harder for you to just write me off.
Yeah. Well, it'd be hard to write all of my kids off, but definitely, as far as I felt more responsible for how you turned out, what type of citizen you would be in the world because you are a woman, and I was your example. And because I was your example, I wanted to make sure I portrayed the best part of me to you. Now, keep in mind, I've never hidden my past, because I wanted my past to be an example of what not to do. But in the midst of that, I hear that my past, or me, always allowing you to know, no, don't do that because this is what I did. No, you can't do that because this is what happened when I did it. Thinking that it was guiding you and persuading you to do the right things. I realized in the last, even these conversations, that I realized it was causing you to despise me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I think even the way I treated you, even the things that I said, even in my mean moments, I think that I kept you safe. And so I don't apologize for that. I do believe my deliverance could have been different as far as how I talk to you about things. But in the midst of the way I talk to you, I really think I did good by you as well.
I wouldn't say that you didn't. Everything is
But every time you used to do something wrong, I'd be like, I was a horrible parent. I don't know what I did with my children. I went wrong. I don't know why. You usually be like,
mental. Mental. Everything happens and it just reverts back to you. Like, if I leave the house in a bad outfit,
mm-hmm.
you're representing me.
They can't hear you.
You representing me. I'm representing myself.
No, when they see you, they're not gonna be saying, "Oh, that's Morgan." They're gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, that's Angela's daughter.
You know why?
That's Angela's baby."
Because you keep putting me on Facebook. Now,
Even
maybe
before,
if you didn't keep putting me on your Facebook, we would not be having these here problems.
why you say that, Morgan?
You're Angela's daughter. I be seeing you on your mama Facebook. That's all I hear all day. They don't even know. They don't have my Facebook. They just see me on yours.
That's because I'm proud of you and I love you and I want to share the world, my world, and you to the world in a positive way, you know? And so I don't care. I don't care.
I know.
I
We
don't
all
care.
know.
Me? Okay. I don't care.
All three of us know that.
What? Which part?
That you don't care
Which part?
about anything.
Such as?
Anything.
Like?
Oversharing. Crossing boundaries.
I don't cross boundaries.
Mom.
I don't think I have a boundary.
Exactly.
I don't think as a mother I should have a boundary. As far as now, I knock if the door is closed.
Now that is insane. To say that you feel like you should not have a single boundary.
I knock when the door is open. I think I should ask you whatever I want to ask, whenever I want to ask, in a respectful manner. I'm just telling the truth. I don't think that you should have any parts of you closed off or not available for me. I don't. I don't think Eric nor Ken as well. I don't want to know how you had sex. I want to know if you had sex. And I think I have a right to know that. You may think I don't, but I'm not changing.
Yes, I don't think that you have a right to know A through W.
I might not even want to know A through W. But if I ask you C, D, and E, I want to answer. You don't have to go into depths, but I want to answer. I want to answer that's going to make me know that you're going help me to be comfortable in your decision that you're making. Help me to know where to direct my prayers or how to pray. So this is why I ask question, because if I don't ask question, yes, the Holy Ghost would download some things in me, but me talking to you, me asking those questions, allow me to keep you covered.
One thing that I have learned is there is beauty in the unknown. And then you don't have to know everything. And what you don't know can't hurt you.
That's what they say.
Ignorance is bliss. So you don't have to know everything. Some things you can know. I tell you. But it's just some things. And I think
I have not came to the point where there's something that I shouldn't know about you.
The problem is
what? I want to know where you're going.
Not even that you want to know. It's just the fact that you feel like
I'm entitled.
Yes, like if you wanted to know, that would be one thing. But it's the fact that like your mindset is no, you have to tell me, you need to tell me, and you will tell me. What is that about?
I'm your mother.
Thank you.
You know, and that's it. That's what she wanted to hear. Because I'm your mother. I always say, she'd be like, but why am I? Because I'm your mama.
And I do appreciate you so much for birthing me and raising me and bringing me to this point in life. But why is that the end all be all?
You know, for one, I think that, it's all about your upbringing. My worldview with my mom was like, because I said so, and it is. And so having you, when I first started having kids, that was my worldview, as because I said so, and it is. But as you guys got older, I learned, and I think more so it was Christ that allowed me to start listening to you as a person. And the older I get, the more I want to listen to you as a person. But I'm never not going to care. I'm never not going to be concerned. I'm never not going to ask, and I'm never gonna think that I ain't supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
It's okay.
But I love you.
Because I am.
My mother.
Going to.
And what am I going to?
Answer me slowly, eventually. You be like, man, I'm sick of her. I know that's what you be saying, but you tell me a sentence or two to calm me down. You don't not answer me. You don't let me tell you something. Here's the one thing about my children. One, they have never been rude to me. They never sucked their teeth to me. They never raised their voice at me. They never talked back at me, and they never raised their hand, and they would never will. Why, Morgan? Go ahead, tell the people what I used to tell you.
That you would beat me like a hoe in the streets?
The other part. I brought you in the world and I do what?
Yeah, you can take me out.
That part. They have never done that. She loved to tell people that story.
You said it. I didn't say it. You did.
That was the last time she got a beating, you guys. So I felt that she was getting older. I felt like she was going to try to do some tricks. She said I was wrong, but nevertheless, I wanted her to explain. I wanted her to fear me in a sense because if the children don't fear something, they'll just run ragged in the world, and that time they didn't have a real relationship with God. I was bringing them to church. I was bringing God to them. They didn't know God for themselves. And so I have always believed that if they didn't fear something, that they would get into anything. So I kind of make sure I raised them with a stern hand to let them know that when they do things wrong, there was going to be some repercussions behind it. And I think think it kept them out of the streets, even though one roamed the streets. Ken, he roamed the streets, but at the same time, it still kept him from going as far as he could. No?
I'm in the streets. Okay, let me be serious for once in my life. I think you did well. I will never take that away from you.
Okay, let's back up with this conversation. Yes, Stephanie. I did tell her one time she was in the 6th grade or 8th grade. Which grade?
I was in the 6th grade.
She was in the 6th grade, and I felt like she was changing clothes. I felt like she had on, and I apologize. I felt that she had, when I came home, she had on 2 sets of bottoms, and I'm thinking, okay, why do you have on some short shorts, a short skirt? You had on a short skirt under these clothes. Why are you short? So I'm thinking, oh, did you go to school and change clothes? Well, my sister used to do that all the time. I never did that. My sister Mary used to put clothes in a bag and change them at the school. So I thought you had got to that point. So I'm like, okay, if you're going to start lying to me, if you're going to be sneaky, then I'm not going to beat you. I'm going to fight you. I don't beat you like a hoe in the street. That's what I did tell her, Stephanie. And I told her that on purpose to let her know this is not what she wanted. She didn't want to cross me as far as getting us to the point where we couldn't trust each other. Not to the point where I felt she was a whore, because I've never called you a whore. I've never called my children out of their name. I don't even curse my kids. I curse now playing like sugar honey iced tea and what else I'll be, little things like that. But and yeah, I'm saved. I'm a minister. I'm licensed or ordained. But we don't want to act like we don't say those words. We say sugar honey iced tea. We say I be dog. We say the donkey word occasionally, but it's not a part of my everyday vocabulary. But I have said those. It's a part of you. My baby love to curse.
You know what's so funny? At work, they swear that I don't. Like, Miss Tanya, she'll say, and you don't even talk like that.
You know what? That show that you don't have to. It shows that you choose to.
No, I know that.
So why do you do it?
They are sentence enhancers. I do it for my enjoyment.
What is their enjoyment of cursing?
It's like a little sprinkle of pizzazz. It always adds a little razzle dazzle. Like, imagine you just finished spazzing on somebody, right? Like they really had you messed up. You finish, you chew them up, you eat them up, and then you finish spazzing. To end it, you say TF. That's like a chef's kiss. That's like adding parsley on top of your
TF. You got to say what the TF.
No, you don't have to. You can just say TF.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I mean, I curse. I used to curse all the time. My mom used to be able to curse. Boy,
maybe that's where I get it from.
Yeah, you got it from your mama, your grandma. Cause your grandmama, oh, bad. And back in the days, that little lady can curse. But this is what where God changed some situation around. And then you know what? I was talking to my sister Mary. I think sometimes I feel like we robbed you. I robbed our kids. Well, I did. Mary kept a communication line open with her children, but I was a little more stern with that. I kind of really raised you guys, like do what I say and not what I do. My mom used to allow us to curse with her. She would have, well, like you say, we share a lot. My mom has always shared, even though we didn't. She's different as far as older age, the older generation, the way they raise kids. They didn't really talk about sex and stuff like that. But my mom used to say the other words. She used to talk to us about sex. She was really open with us, and I feel like that's why I was so open with you guys. And that Ken used to say, "I tell y'all too much," and Woody is over here nodding his head like, "Yeah, he used to feel that way too." But I kind of wish that I would have gave you guys the ability to party with me. We was able to party at home, drink at home, curse, that we didn't have to go out to do it. My mom, my dad, they gave us a safe place. Even with that, we did it respectfully. But because when you guys was coming up, we were so holy than thou. I didn't allow you guys to express yourself, and for that I apologize.
And so maybe right now I'm just making up for lost time.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever thought about
You
that?
can't make up lost time.
I'm making up for lost time. I'm not making it up, but I am just catching up.
Yep. You can't catch up. It's almost trying to catch up on sleep. You can't catch up on sleep. Sleep that's missing is gone. You can never catch up
You
on
can't
lost
catch
sleep.
up on sleep.
You can't.
But one thing I can do. Have you ever heard the way I curse? I can catch up on some. I can catch up on some curse words. Tell you that right now. I done caught up.
Morgan.
I done caught up. I probably done caught up for you too.
So you done? You caught up, so you ain't done.
You remember, and you know what? This is probably what messed me up too. But I remember I was in high school and this girl had just died in a car accident. She was very young. And I came to you and I was crying. And he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm going to hell." And he was like, "Why are you going to hell?" And I was like, "Cause I be cursing." And he was like, "That ain't gonna send you to hell." And I've been cursing ever since.
dang, I missed my point. I missed my mark.
Boy, I tell you.
Well, and people probably not gonna like this about me, that I feel like cursing is not a sin. I feel that cursing is a man-made words. I think it is offensive to humans because we have put a meaning behind them. We know the emotions that come behind it. But I don't think God is going to send you to hell because you say those words. I believe you'll go to hell because of the emotions behind the words.
You didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, sorry. And so because think about it, if you're saying those words out of anger, right? The Bible say be angry and sin not. When you say those words, it's tied towards maybe some kind of resentment, some type of anger, some type of unforgiveness. The Bible say that you can't love him and hate your brothers or sister, which is your neighbors or people that walk the earth. And so I think you have to be ever so careful about those words, although I don't think they'll send you straight to hell. But then when I say that, I think about the Bible said that you have to give account to every word, every negative word, every vain babbling, things we say for no apparent reason, just to be saying it. This is why he gave us one mouth and two ears so we can talk less and hear more.
Listen more.
Thank you. And so I think you have to be particular about how you use the word. I think you should be mindful of the reason behind using the words. So that's my thought on cursing. And every idle word, thank you, Mary says, my fault that you're cursing because I told you you weren't going to hell. But yeah, you have to give account to every idle word that we speak. And that's like mean things we say about people, even in a joking manner when we hurt people feeling, calling them bald head, chill pets. And me, that's my favorite line. They looking like a bald head chill pet. That's an idle word that I'm for no apparent reason. I have to give account to those things. So when we keep those things in mind, we'll be mindful of what we say just to be saying it.
As long as I make it through them gates.
Well, you got to believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior and that he died on the cross for you and I. Amen. And so, go ahead.
How do you feel my love has affected you?
Your love has affected me. Well, first of all, the love of you as a little baby in my arms made me know that I wanted to be a better person. I didn't want to live the life that I was living in. So I don't know why this keep coming up, but I guess because it's a part of my testimony, it's because it's a part of my growth. When I was pregnant with you, um, I was in a same-sex relationship, and I got in a same-sex relationship because I was struggling financially. I was married. I wasn't married. I had your brother, and I wasn't with your father, and I was struggling. Although I got pregnant with you on his birthday gift, going to a play with him. I got pregnant and I didn't know I was pregnant. When I gave my life to Christ, me and Mary talked about it. We gave our life to Christ. And in the midst of me giving my life to Christ, I was struggling financially. And so I got into a relationship because of finance. And in the midst of you being born, I knew that that's not the life that God had called me to. And so when I had you, I knew that was a life that I could not live. I knew that was a life that I didn't want to live. Now here, I have family member that's same sex relationship. I have friends that in the same sex relationship. I have friends that feel like they're in the same sex relationship and they're saved. I'm not coming after you because I don't have a heaven and a hell to put you in. I'm talking about for my experience and for what I wanted to do for my family and around my daughter. What the example I wanted to be to you. So I didn't want to do those things. I never want, and I no longer wanted to be in the same sex relationship. I no longer want to be a stripper. I wanted to be a woman of class and eloquence so you can be that in the community, in your world as you grew up. So you affected me as far as change the way I saw things, change the way I lived, um, change the way I carried myself. So you did that. You matured me.
But that was as I was born. How about after you had to deal with my
Your extracurricular.
not even just my extracurricular, but me, my attitude, my personality.
Well, your attitude, you didn't give me. You might have thought you gave me attitude, Morgan, but you didn't give me too much attitude because I would bust in the back of your head. And so, yeah, I would bust in the back of your head if I had to. So they didn't give me attitude in my face. You could tell they were mad because they wouldn't come out the room in a sense, but they never given me attitude. So you've never given me attitude. You give me more attitude now that you're older than you did when you was growing up. Because now you'd be like, Mom, that's not the end all to be all. That's your favorite line to me now.
Sometimes now I feel like you be tripping.
Anyway. And so you softened me. You softened me and also you taught me. I thought Ken taught me not to judge. I thought Ken taught me that what the kids do didn't come from me. But you've taught me that because the whole ideal of me that and you guys, this is the truth. This is the honest truth. The things that I have struggled the most with Morgan, you would be surprised. It really is her extracurriculum activity. It is. It's not her sleeping around. It's not her being disrespectful. It's it's the smell that hit my nose when she come in the house. Da-da! That is what caused me to struggle with you. But in that, I learned that Ken went through that same thing, and so I loved him through that. I loved him. I prayed for him all the time. I never turned my back on him. I would tell him that he was stinking, go take a bath. But you earned that. You deserve that as much as he did for me to still be there. And it didn't. I didn't know. I didn't realize that until um, maybe the last year or two in Atlanta. Because the first year in Atlanta, I was like, I'm gonna put you out. You come in here smelling like that again. But the last year or two, me spending more time with God allowed me to see you for you and not who I wanted you to be. And I'm so thankful for going to Atlanta to get a better relationship with God, to get a better understanding of who He called me to be and who He called me to. And there is absolutely no way I can be out here trying to encourage a woman, inspire a woman, motivate a woman, and lose you. I've seen that so many times where pastors they so busy about saving the church and saving everybody else in the world, and they lose their own. And so I just can't let me lose you. I can't motivate everybody else and not motivate you. This is why I'm always trying to tell you, you got it, Morgan. You can do anything you want to. Mommy, you got the personality. Mama, you got the attitude because I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe the difference between you and I is that at your age, I was on my third child. I was pregnant with my third child.
Me,
And
y'all.
so Yeah, it made me mature faster. It made me have to grow up. It made me have to second guess my thoughts. It had made me consider others before I did things. And you have the freedom to just be you. And so I didn't have that freedom.
Except I have 4 kids now.
Okay. Mhm. But you don't have to take care of your 4 kids every day, all day.
Right.
So, and you don't have to see them every day, all day.
Thank God for that daddy.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying. And I think, me not having to deal with them all day, every day, it has, I don't want to say hindered me, but nothing has forced me to like really grow up. Like, not to say that I haven't been through anything, because I have, but I still have a lot of room to be childish.
Mm-hmm.
So I am. Um, but it's all a work in progress. I'm still gonna be the one to take care of you.
I believe that. I believe that because I mean, although you don't pay a lot of bills, you pay bills when we ask you to. And if I need something, you don't hesitate to give to me. You're not selfish when it come down to taking care of Woody or myself. And so we appreciate that. Um, I want to break the generational curse as far as get into the
Procrastination.
pro- that too, but as far as the way we show our love, the way we embrace, right? Because I think about it now. I'm about to have a granddaughter, right? And how do we stop those traits? I don't think it's I think it's inevitable. I think you can't stop it. I think somewhere down the line, we're never gonna get it right. We're never gonna be perfect. We're always gonna do something that makes the child or the mother feel like they're missing it. But I want to do better. I want to do better with you. I want to do better with her coming up. I want to do better with just as a person. I want to be better. And I don't think I'm too old. I don't think you're too old. Now, I be thinking I'm too old when it come down to my dreams because I always want to be a superstar.
And it's not too
But I
late for
don't
that
think
either.
I'm too old to always be a better person. I think that's why we're here to grow. And you're never too old to learn.
I know everyone's favorite saying is you can never teach an old dog new tricks, but that's really not true. And I still don't think you're too old to chase your dreams. I tell you that all the time. The same way you tell me I could do anything I put my mind to, so can you. It's just a matter of being consistent and you listening to me.
Me listening to you?
Yes, because sometimes you go off track.
Uh-huh.
But outside of that, I don't think it's too late for you at all.
Why do you think it's not too old? Why do you think old dogs can learn new tricks?
As long as you have breath in your body and determination, I think you can do it. My preference would be to say where there's a will, there's a way. So even if you are 80 years old, and as long as you have like the ability to get up and do whatever it is that you want to do, like don't be delusional about it.
Exactly.
Even though I am a person who likes to think that delusion is good for you, but to a certain extent, if you know that you are unable to walk,
Don't get out there
don't let your dream be running a marathon.
Right.
That's
Delusional.
you can't do that. That's actually being beyond delusional. That's just
I asked you that question because I remember you said to me one day, you were like, you were an example that you can teach an old dog's new trick. You remember telling me that one day?
this was more recently.
You was like, yeah. So as your love for me has grown, how do you see it? How do you see me as a mother? How do you see our relationship at this time?
It not even just with this time, with growing myself and then my love for you growing, it has made me view our relationship differently, even from when I was in my stages of having moments of not liking you. I can appreciate those moments still, just because I know now. I knew then, but it just didn't come off like that. I know now that you were coming from a place of love and concern, and that you really did just have my best interest at heart, which has always been the case. Um, what was the question again?
Your love, what's your love for me now?
Okay, so and now I feel like I don't think there is. Anything that I wouldn't tell you. I mean, I know you probably wouldn't like it,
Mhm.
but I still have
The freedom.
to come and tell you.
Yeah, and I want it to be that way, and I want to be. Thank you, Mary. She said that I'm doing great. She appreciate me as far as a better person, and so thank you, Mary, for that. But I want all of you guys to be able to come and tell me whatever you're going through. I want you to know that I'm going to love you no matter what you do. I may not approve of what you do, but it's never going to stop me from loving you. And I'm going to be here in one form or the other to always support you. I'm not going to support your wrongdoing, but at the same time, I'm not going to throw you away either. And so um, that's about it, though. I love you.
And I love you. I've seen a lot of growth in you, and I am continuously proud of you every single day, especially on Mondays.
Especially on Mondays. Wow, Mondays, because I show up.
You show up every Monday.
Yeah, I'm proud.
Regardless of what happens.
What changes have you seen in me? You say
your communication.
I don't yell so much,
right?
Yeah.
And the same way that some people would say, like, I have an abrasive personality. Growing up, you did too. And there would be times where, like, you would come home and I just knew you had a bad day. Because you just took it out on the house. Why is these dishes in the sink? But
yeah, because when people go home,
don't get triggered.
Okay,
man.
okay.
Your communication skills have come a long way.
Dishes in the sink,
your understanding,
a dirty refrigerator. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You need to lock in before I tweak out.
Okay.
Your understanding, your level of patience, and even now, us being able to sit here and talk in the way that we are, that's growth.
Yeah.
Because a few years, 2017,
this is why you had to move to Georgia.
2018, and all because y'all didn't like who I was dating. You don't feel like that's crazy?
Not at all. Y'all, let me tell y'all the story. We made Morgan. We didn't even give her a choice, did we, Morgan? But you loved us enough and respected us. What you said, you was like, okay.
What was what was I gonna do? Not talk to y'all again?
Okay. But aren't you glad we had you come? We didn't make you. We just told you we suggest you come. Tell the people we didn't. We made you.
Them people made me come. Them people made me move to Georgia. Was it for the best? Absolutely. Was it my choice? Never. Never. Not even a little bit.
So even in that, you know that everything we do is because of the love. Right? And we would never steer you wrong. I would never steer you wrong. I've never steered you wrong, Morgan. Okay, when?
That time you told me to get that Volkswagen Beetle.
I didn't tell you to get it. You wanted it.
I did. And you was like, get it.
Because I want you to have anything you
I
want.
I couldn't afford it.
Well, your daddy could have.
Well, he didn't help me that time. But you have steered me wrong before. I just told you.
And when else?
That's it for real.
Okay, and that was not wrong. It was just that you wasn't responsible enough. And you was doing well until you connected with the wrong people. Then your drive.
That's not true. I didn't even have that car yet. I mean, I didn't have that car when I was with that man. I had that Hyundai. Yes.
It started with him though.
No, it did not.
Anyway, we're not going to fuss about that. We'll figure that out.
We not fussing.
Camera.
I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, maybe I'm older. My mind ain't all that great. Nevertheless,
you need a little. Maybe sometimes when I go outside to the car, you should come with me.
Say it again.
Sometimes when I go outside to the car, you should think about coming with me.
Oh no, I'm never doing that.
You can at least sit in the car.
Oh no, I'm never doing that. Never. I have no desire. Like I don't have desire to try anything. I definitely don't. That is one thing that I really don't ever want to be a part of me. I hope I don't get glaucoma or cancer or anything like that. And they tell me that that's something that they need to use. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the way it blackens your lips. I know they say they got gummies and all that kind of stuff, but that's just something. Even alcohol. Now I wanted to drink, but I can't even drink. And back to that, I have common sense to not to drink because I don't like what it does to me. You and I are so much alike. You would think that you would follow my footsteps when it come down to that drinking. You would think.
Why would you think that?
Because it makes you sick every time you try to drink.
It ain't every time.
Every time this young lady try to drink, she gets sick. I don't told her that she.
It's not every time. Most of the time, Yes, but not every time.
Every time.
If I drink 10 times, I might get sick 8, but I'm focused on the 2 times that I didn't.
You should not want to drink, Morgan. You're just not made to drink. You're like me. You can't drink. I remember when my sister Mary had her own place, and I used to try to drink Bottles and James before I can call myself going to the where we used to go, Infernos. I was outside throwing up. I knew for early age that I was not a drinker, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't like the throwing up, and I don't see who would miss drinking when it's making them throw up and feel sick. Ew, just the thought of throwing up make me sick.
Because you focus on the negative. That's
What's
your
the
problem.
positive? What's the positive about the throwing up?
No. Whoa. Well, actually, there is a little bit of positive to the throwing up.
What? That is eating up your throat, and then it can cause you to have acid reflux.
Whatever the case may be, it helps me keep my figure. But
you believe that, Christina?
Yeah.
People are listening to you, and somebody's going to take this as far as your advice and say that Morgan said that the throwing up is you, and that's like you said you're going to be bulimic.
That's another conversation.
Okay, so don't deter the don't what you call the word? Don't steer the people down the wrong road.
I would never do that. Ew. I am not influencing anyone on here.
The throw up.
Everyone on here
it's okay
has already thrown up. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying in everything, there is a silver lining.
Which is?
When you throw up, it does help you keep your figure. Whatever you had doesn't really get a chance to digest.
But there is also something that's the eating up that silver lining.
But that's only if you doing it every day. Who is throwing up every day? I don't even drink every day, so I don't throw up every day.
I thought you was gonna stop drinking. All jokes aside,
I drink on occasion,
but I thought you said you was gonna stop.
It was a special occasion. I thought actually, I do know what's wrong. I told
you said that before. You said that for first. You're like, I can't drink and eat at the same time.
No.
I can't drink and smoke at the same time.
No. That's what it is for real. I have because of how much I smoke, I feel like my body.
You smoke a lot.
Yeah, but you knew that.
Like a lot.
Well, what's a lot?
Like I don't know, because how many do they still do joints? So on the norm, never mind. I don't want to talk your business because that's just a bit much. I think the money that I don't know. Anyway, that's your life. God is going to work it out, and eventually, God is going to allow you to just grow right out of that when you start having babies.
Or He will give me the ability to have my own dispensary.
You want one for real?
That's good money.
You think God gonna give you that?
You think He would?
No, I don't.
You crazy.
You crazy. You crazy. Y'all, she crazy. This is my daughter. We been here. This is 8:00. Man, it went by fast.
No, Auntie, I did not stop drinking. I just stopped drinking as much.
You stopped drinking for months. And that's what I think. You can stop. She can stop. She stopped drinking for months.
I can stop anything. I stopped smoking for months too.
You have, and I was so proud. I was so proud. I could tell when she's not smoking, because you procrastinate more when you smoke. You're lazy in a sense. When I say slowful, you're not mindful how tidy you can be when you don't smoke, and you have more drive.
I will tell you, it depends on the strain.
Oh, well, make sure you get the strain that makes you not be lazy. How about that? Y'all, this is Morgan. What is it, Mommy?
Mommy Mondays?
Mommy Mondays. Explain to them about the Mommy Mondays. Again, they don't know.
Now, mind you, before we started this January, I broke down the definition of this show.
I'm older now. My mind don't work like it used to. So break it down again.
No, but I just would like to point out the fact that I'm the one who smoked. And I told you this before. We've had this conversation a few times. And to this day, you like, oh yeah, it's this because it is. No, it is not. Okay, so it's Mommy Mondays, right? And you keep making it possessive. It's not mine.
Well, I'm possessive, so that's probably what it is.
That is your problem.
Yeah, okay.
Now, and I do have that problem too. But
okay.
This is for the people.
It's for the people.
Right? And yes, you call me Mommy. You are my mommy. Someone else is someone else's mommy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mother-daughter segment.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of other mother-daughters out there who need to hear some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else's mama was probably mean to them too.
Mm-hmm.
And it made them say, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But if they watch this, they could be like, oh, she just mean, oop, I can't say it like that. I was gonna say she just mean because she loved me, but that's not true.
No, that's not true. And we can't use that as an excuse to be mean.
But someone could watch this, hear our conversations, listen to our growth, and they could take from that. So it's not about us, even though it is us. It's for the people.
It's for the people. And if you be the people, want to come on and have a conversation with Morgan or me or both of us, you can email us at b2dtalkshow@yahoo.com. You can drop a message in our inbox. Just reach out to us. We want to hear about your daughter and your relationship. We want to hear about it because we don't want the generation coming to have to go down the same rabbit hole that we went down.
Right. Because I feel like there are a lot of people from my generation that had to deal with people from your generation who had tough mothers.
Yeah. Yeah, we was raised with what we call the tough love. My mom made sure we cooked clean, tough love. She made sure we did what needed to be done. More so, she said things in a stern voice too, because she wanted to make sure that we knew that not to play with her. So we've all learned, and in the midst of learning, we're going to teach each one, reach one, each one teach one. And so we're going to make sure that we have these conversations, and so that the generation to come don't have to have the same trauma that we had, even to the point where we're opening up talking about mental health now. When we was growing up and my mom was growing up, they didn't talk about mental health. If you had somebody in your family that was crazy, they put them in the basement or the spare room, and they just say, that's just crazy Uncle Tom.
Even growing up in my days, it was, you better pray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. You got a roof over your head. You got a food to eat. You got
No,
clothes
no,
on
no.
your back.
Do you know I believed in all that? Because remember, I took Ken to counseling.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm saying this is what people in my generation still had to deal with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why the heck? I almost said hell. Why you ain't
You
take the
don't
rest
say
of
that.
Why don't you take the rest of us?
Because
I need to go now.
I just say you and Eric needed a therapist showing up in your later days. Ken needing therapy showed up earlier. And so, that's about things you go through, things you experience. And so, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you see how children are so different.
They are.
Like Ken's, I don't want to say trauma, but his issues were more early on and upfront.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Eric's and it took time. Like it
Mhm.
came later down the line. Not to say that they weren't there before, but it wasn't
Yeah.
as prevalent.
I think with you and Eric, you guys saw so much that what I went through with Ken, that you kind of probably suppressed what you was going through or hid it more or tried to hide it more because of the way I responded to Ken.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, because you used to say Ken got the cream of the crop, and we
Mhm.
would not.
Yeah, I was like, Ken got the butt up on the duck. He got the. I ain't going through no more children doing that. I ain't experiencing that no more. So yeah, I believe that. But nevertheless, it is not too late to get in counseling. There is a such thing as getting prayer and counseling, and so do that. Take care of your mental health. It's very important. It's not too late to better your relationship. It's not too late to better you. It's not too late to be a better person in general.
Never too late. As long as you're alive, as long as you're breathing, keep believing. Quote me on that.
Quote her on that.
Don't steal it though.
Don't steal it though. What happened?
I was gonna say they can add me on TikTok. I'm trying to get my TikTok followers up, but
share it with them. What you think? They know you curse.
I was getting ready to say, don't come over there being fake offended.
Okay.
Because you will get blocked.
Because the block game is what?
Real strong. You know, I had blocked my daddy before.
From which one? TikTok or Instagram?
My phone.
Your phone in general? Really?
Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Recently?
No, remember that time we had gotten into that car accident?
You and Janae?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And he had called himself suing you.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you. I said, I'm blocking that man. Not my mama. That's why he can't stand you.
He can't, but he can't stand me because he loved me. And if you're watching this, I know you do.
He want that old thing back.
He want that old thing back.
But we locked in over here.
Locked in. How long we been over here?
27 years.
We ain't going nowhere.
I was just talking about that today too.
Too. About what? Talking what?
We
is over 8. We're over an hour, Mommy.
We were talking about okay, we're gonna close out after this for real. We was talking about stepdads. And one of my coworkers were like how stepdads are the real dads. And don't get in your feelings, okay?
Tell him that he's in his feeling. Why? Go ahead, tell us your story.
Stepdads are the real dads. And I was like, no, yeah. My stepdad, that's my daddy. He was like, your stepdad? No, this is what I said. I said I have 2 dads. And he was like, you got 2 dads. I know at first he's trying to figure out, like, your daddy gay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he like, asking like, you have a stepdad? I'm like, yes. He like, your mom married your stepdad? I'm like, yes. And I was telling him how like he's been around since I was 1 year old, and well, 1 year, a 1 year old, and he was like, "Oh, that's not your stepdad. That's your dad." I said, "No, yeah, exactly. Like that's my dad." And they were talking about how like stepdads are like the real dads, and not to say that they're like the real dads, but you know, I personally think that like it takes a special person, and not even just like a dad, stepdad, stepmom, bonus mom, whatever. I think it takes a special person to step up and raise and love somebody else's children as if they were their own. Because me personally, first question I ask, you got kids? They say, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. If it's a yes, my next question is,
how many?
Your baby mama alive? And if they say yes, absolutely no.
Why do you want her to be alive? Why you want her to be dead?
Not that I want her to be dead.
Uh-huh.
It's just easier to deal with a man with children that doesn't have to deal with his baby mama.
Yeah, that baby mama drama is ridiculous. I'm so thankful that I never did baby mama drama. Never. I never,
y'all. She would be like, come get these kids.
I never did baby mama drama. You gonna come get your children? Can you tell your girlfriend to do their hair?
Except for that one time when my daddy kidnapped us.
Oh yeah, I was gonna take him all the way out, blow his whole house up. Gonna take my children out of town on a plane without telling me with his girlfriend because she was a flight attendant. The word Negro, if you ever. We ain't never had that problem again though.
Never went on another trip.
Never.
I mean, never.
You went on another trip.
No, he did
You went to Disney World.
No, he didn't.
And you went to Hawkinsville. I don't play. I be like, I'm this guy. God is so good. Even in my savings, I say stuff like this. I'll blow your whole house up with your mama in it. I say things like that. Or this ain't what you want. I just look like this. I said things like that. But the thing is, I meant it. My husband today always tell me, don't say it, shorty. Every time I say something in anger, he be like, don't say it, shorty, because you know if you say it, you're going to do it. I be like, I'm busting the head. What I do? I bust in the head. Yeah. Get locked up.
Woman of your word.
Gotta be a woman of your word. Anyway, y'all, close out, Morgan.
Closing out, I would just like to say that if you're watching this, you are special. You is kind, you is smart, and you is important. In this season of love on yourself and love on someone else too. Know that it's more important to show love than to receive love. And everything you do, always
be true to you.
I love you and I mean it. Bye.